What's going on, y'all? Happy Monday, start of the week. Hopefully you guys took a winning trade today as well. If you guys took any trades, I know it was a no news Monday, so I mean if you didn't end up taking a trade at all, that's completely fine as well. But today this trade that I took honestly felt pretty good because I genuinely haven't seen or I haven't taken a trade that is was specifically like down to every kind of last bit my model in a quite a bit in like 3 weeks. And so seeing this happen and me being able to actually take it and then coming walking out with a win was a pretty good feeling. So if you guys have been kind of confused about what I specifically trade, because I know I've been inconsistent with some of my trades, this is like probably one of the more closer ones to my model that I actually trade. So yeah, hopefully you guys can learn something from this. I'm gonna do my best to break everything down. Hopefully it's not too confusing. So first off, I'm gonna go over the daily bias. Daily bias was actually super clean today. Keep your daily bias super simple, right? This is all I did to find my bias. So Friday, well, obviously we created this bearish order block, and then the last past week as well, we were respecting this bearish order block as well. So overnight, before I went to sleep, what I was looking for a price to be around here, consolidating around here, or just drawn down here around this daily order block area. And if we were there before macro, before early on in New York session, that would kind of convince me that the rest of the day we're going to expand up, take out the June 6th daily high, and then potentially move our way up to that previous week high. So big thing for me was looking for this daily order block to get tested, which we did, right? We were testing that daily order block here overnight, and before market opened, we were basically testing that, and we respected it as well, right? Because this black line that I just drew on that daily order block is being tested, as you can see through that 4 hour time frame. In addition to that, while that daily order block is being tested, we also respect and tap into this 4 hour fair value gap. So we have two confluences already that kind of tell us that price has a chance to expand in the New York AM session, because overnight we're tapping into that daily bullish order block. We're also tapping into that 4 hour bullish fair value gap, and we're respecting it, right? So not only are we tapping into all these higher time frame PDA rays, but this is also a clear dip into sell side on a macro time frame, right? Because we've just on the 4 hour given the change in the state, and we've kind of taken out buy side liquidity here. And so all we're doing is we're dipping back in to take out internal sell side liquidity, which is also in our area of the daily bullish order block, which also taps into that bullish 4 hour fair value gap and respects both of these things, right? And so now all I'm looking for to kind of confirm as my last thing is for price to see price trending up in an uptrend, and that's exactly what we get. Let me just mark out the start of today. The start of today was yesterday at 6 p.m. and we have a clear uptrend going, right? And so before market open, that's my bias. My bias is bullish because on a higher time frame, on the daily we're bullish, 4 hour bullish, and then 1 hour we were bullish as well, respecting bullish PDA arrays, and consistently breaking structure and giving us market structure shift on the 1 hour as well. Okay, so that's quick rundown of how I got my bias. And then coming in now on a micro time frame, right? On a macro time frame, I already told you guys that we were bullish, right? Because higher time frame PDA arrays, higher time frame order flow, higher time frame bullish PDA arrays were being respected. Now on a micro time frame, we have all this sell side liquidity available, right? Before market open, right? And in order for the market to move higher, it needs to grab, internal sell side liquidity before taking out external buy side liquidity. Price always moves from the internal to external to internal liquidity. So we have a lot of, let me get rid of some of the lines. We have a lot of internal sell side liquidity here. And one of the key levels that I was looking at was this point of sell side liquidity, which was a London low. Why is that a key level for me? Well, we have a 4 hour inverse fair value gap here. 4 hour inverse fair value gap, and that London low is honestly basically right. Basically right within that 4 hour inverse fair value gap PDA array. So that London low is within a higher time frame PDA array. And then I had one more thing that kind of give me confluence. Oh, we also had an SMT as well. And then it was this. We were also that London low was within OTE. So between 0.618 and 0.786, so we have two confluences. That London low was basically in a higher time frame PDA rate, a 4-hour inverse fair value gap, and it was also right smack down in the middle of OTE, which is perfect, right? So now all I'm looking for is price to grab internal side liquidity, because on a higher time frame, we already know that price wants to move higher because my daily bias is bullish, 4-hour bias is bullish. On a lower time frame, right, on a micro perspective, on a micro view, like for quickly, I just want a quick move to grab internal sales liquidity, preferably at market open, right? And for the rest of the New York AM session, for us to expand higher, 2-hour higher time frame draw. And that's exactly what happened, right? Market opens, the bell happens at 9:30 here, and then we immediately just dump down to take internal sales liquidity here, internal sell side liquidity here, internal sell side liquidity here. Now sellers are satisfied with the amount of liquidity and with the amount of buyers they stomped out, because people bought here, people buy here, people buy here, they have enough liquidity, people bought here, they take out London lows here. And then we also put in a lower time frame SMT here, a 5-minute SMT at the bottom of at the point of reversal here, which is a pretty big confluence. I've seen that happen over and over again, where if you get at least a 5-minute, I've seen a lot of 5 minutes get put in at the point of reversal, and that's a pretty big confluence that the reversals, actually valid. And so we get that SMT as well. And then now I'm just looking for my unicorn model to play out, and we also, guess what, have as well, a potential market maker buy model here, which is why I drew that line. So 4 things that I'm looking for, again, that I always stick to, which I had everything here play out, is I need market maker model for context, and we have a market maker buy model here, potential one here, because we get original consolidation here. We have 2 phases of redistribution, and then this here is essentially a smart money reversal. So a market maker buy model, I need a unicorn model, which we get here, right? We get a unicorn model here. I need an SMT, which we get an SMT, and then I need it to be in the macro. So all those 4 things showed up, right? All those 4 things showed up, which is why I took this trade. And so honestly, I could have had a better fill here, because obviously the reversal starts here, and this is our unicorn model. We have a low, high, lower low, higher high, and then we put in displacement along with this kind of mitigation block. My fill really could have been down here, but the reason why I didn't take this fill was because it wasn't in the macro, and I need it to be in a macro. I know if it's stupid, that's just how I trade. I need price to be in a macro before I can enter a trade, because I think that's when price moves the most, has the most volume, liquidity, whatever you want to call it. So price kind of taps it into it 1 minute before macro, and I just don't decide to enter, and instead I enter after this candle kind of breaks the structure of this previous down close candle, and then I enter off of the next candle as soon as the macro opens. I really, if I want to, could have waited until this, but I would have never known whether this fair value gap would have gotten retested again. So I just ended up entering at what was that? What price point is that? 794. I could have gotten a lot better of a fill, but it wasn't in my macro, it wasn't in my rules, and that's why I entered, a little bit late with a little bit of slippage. But this trade honestly was basically perfect. There was no more room really for me to take any more profits. I targeted I targeted a 4-hour high, and it was just holding as well was a big thing, because we were chopping for a bit. It wasn't no news Monday. I moved my stops to up here after we took out these equal highs, and I almost got stomped out here, but it took a bit of patience and a bit of discipline to just thug this trade out, and we reap the rewards, right? So big thing here. The only reason why I also sized in pretty heavy here as well. This is a combine, this is an express. Combines, I think, in my opinion, are meant to be blown, are meant to be passed and learned from. In addition to that, this was a pretty damn near an A+ setup. And like I said, again, I've said in the past videos, I've noticed that my model, and I know my model doesn't play out 5 times a week, 6 times a week, right? So I'm completely content and fine with not taking another trade for the week, literally, right? If I take one or 2 more trades for the week, that's completely fine for me. If none of my model shows up again for the rest of the week, I'm completely fine not taking it. I'd rather take 1 more trade or 1 trade a week and have days like this where I'm up substantially, or where I've made back my losses substantially, than trying to take out small winning days and always have a losing week, or whatever you want to call it, right? So a lot of patience in the trade. I like how it played out. And all my confidence was right, so that's why I took it. Like, simple trade. Got done early, and yeah, pretty good day. So, and that concludes, yeah, the trade recap. Oh, also, I know that quite of y'all have been asking me about like the drop shipping, and how I started, and like ways you can start, and asking me to teach y'all. Like, I genuinely would help you guys, like and I will, right? But right now I still am learning, and like this is just for y'all's own good. I think there's tons of other people out there that are a lot better at teaching you guys the basics of drop shipping than I am. In all honesty, like, if I taught you guys right now, I don't think it would be the best. Like, I think I would kind of be leading you guys in the wrong direction. And so just give me a little bit more time to get some more experience under my belt, and then I promise you guys, like, I'll try to give you guys the most information that I can. And I also don't want you guys to think, just because of my last video, that this is like dropshipping. Like, nothing is a get rich quick. Like, I had two mentors that helped me start out quick, really early. So doing this on your own, really getting those results that I got in like a week on your own, is pretty unrealistic. And you're gonna have days where, like, you're gonna have days, and just like trading, where you're gonna have losing days or slow days to start with, right? Like, today's Monday. Today's a slower day in sales. Like, people are probably, not in the buying mood right now. Like, let me see if I can show y'all. Like, today is a slower day. Like, I'm down 33% on sales compared to yesterday. So there's always gonna be down days. Like, don't think, just because I give you guys advice, or whatever, or even if you guys get mentors, like, it's like a get profit quick thing. Like, you guys know, like, that's not how it works. Like, you guys are smart enough to know that that's not how it works. But yeah, I'll teach you guys for sure, as soon as I have more experience under my belt. But yeah, kind of got off topic. But I mean, I felt like I had to address that. But yeah, I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something from this recap as well. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys. God bless, and have a great rest of your day.